Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Hey friends, how's it going? We're entering a race week, and there's a lot happening behind the scenes as teams prepare for the next rounds of the championship. One of the most active teams at the moment is Red Bull, which is desperately trying to improve its car's performance. With the current level of competitiveness, it's going to be difficult not only to fight for titles, but also to convince Max Verstappen to stay with the team for the 2026 season. Let me know in the comments. Based on everything you've seen so far, do you believe Red Bull can still convince Verstappen to stay? Or is it already too late, and the reigning champion will seek a new challenge elsewhere? While you think about it, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Always direct, informative, and without unnecessary delays. At this point, the only way for Red Bull to retain Verstappen is to give him a car capable of consistently winning races. According to information from various sources, Verstappen's contract includes performance clauses. He must be at least second in the Drivers' Championship, and the team must be at least third in the Constructors' Championship by the summer break. Otherwise, Verstappen would have the right to trigger exit clauses, allowing him to negotiate with other teams without penalty. Unfortunately for Red Bull, the current RB21 is far from ideal. Its performance has been unstable, and Verstappen's dissatisfaction has been growing. In the last race in Saudi Arabia, the team brought some small updates, mainly targeting the car's cooling systems and internal air ducts. Visibly, fans noticed a new engine cover with different air vents and some modifications to the rear wing, aiming to improve airflow over the floor and generate more downforce at the rear. But what about this weekend? Will Red Bull bring any updates to the RB21 for the Miami Grand Prix? According to Racing News 365, the team faces a dilemma. Should they introduce upgrades now or wait? Since this weekend features a sprint race format, meaning only one free practice session, any mistake in car setup could severely compromise the entire event. Given how tight the championship is, Red Bull can't afford to risk precious points. Still, the engineers are leaning toward introducing the new floor in Miami. The floor was already shipped to Saudi Arabia last week, but was not installed. The idea is to introduce updates gradually instead of making major changes all at once. This way, the team can better understand the individual impact of each new component on the car's behavior. Other parts, including a radically redesigned side pod, improvements to the lower floor around the side pods, modifications to the rear suspension area, and new front and rear wings, are also ready. These parts focus on improving aerodynamic flow and making the car more predictable under different track conditions. However, these bigger updates are planned for the Grand Prix of Imola in a few weeks. Red Bull hopes that the full package will give them a significant performance jump, allowing Verstappen to consistently challenge McLaren for victories again. The objective is to deliver Verstappen a much more balanced, versatile car that he can fully trust in different race scenarios. Of course, given Red Bull's recent struggles, nothing is guaranteed. Several updates brought earlier this year have failed to deliver the expected improvements. If the new package doesn't work, Verstappen's patience may finally run out, and losing him would be a massive blow to the team's future plans. For now, all we can do is watch closely. Every race, every new part, and every Verstappen interview will give us clues about what the future holds. What are your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton's early races as a Ferrari driver? Has his performance been acceptable, or were you expecting more from the 7-time world champion? So far, Hamilton's results have been far from spectacular, and the pressure is already building. Charles Leclerc has clearly shown a stronger pace, consistently outperforming Hamilton in both qualifying and races. Meanwhile, Hamilton has expressed discomfort with several aspects of the Ferrari car, which seem to be shaking his confidence and affecting his performance on track. One of the voices weighing in on this situation was former F1 driver and Sky Sports commentator Ralf Schumacher. This week, Schumacher made some pointed comments, stating bluntly that Hamilton appears unable to properly control the Ferrari. According to Schumacher, the British driver is struggling to adapt, finding himself increasingly lost, unsure of what to change or how to move forward. Schumacher went even further, drawing on his own experience in racing, warning that if things don't improve soon, Hamilton might quickly lose motivation. He explained that when a driver feels stuck and unable to influence his results, the passion for racing can evaporate quickly. Schumacher even suggested that Hamilton could reach a breaking point, potentially waking up one morning and deciding to walk away from Ferrari, or even from Formula One altogether. This wouldn't be the first time Hamilton faced such a crossroad. According to Schumacher, similar frustrations accumulated during Hamilton's final seasons at Mercedes, and history could very well repeat itself at Ferrari. Pushing the analysis further, Schumacher argued that if Hamilton's situation does not significantly improve by the summer break, typically the halfway point of the F1 calendar, it wouldn't be surprising if Hamilton asks to leave Ferrari at the end of the season. However, Schumacher also made a point to temper his prediction. While he sees a potential early exit as plausible, he believes there's still a strong chance Hamilton will stay at least through 2026, especially to see if Ferrari's next-generation car under the new regulations offers a more competitive package. Schumacher's main forecast is that Leclerc will remain the leading figure at Ferrari, while Hamilton might find some room for improvement. However, if progress isn't quick enough, Ferrari's hierarchy could lean more heavily on Leclerc moving forward, with Hamilton playing a secondary role. Ultimately, Schumacher doesn't rule out a potential retirement, or at the very least, a team switch if Hamilton becomes disillusioned with the project. The psychological battle Hamilton is currently facing could end up being just as decisive as anything happening on the track. Of course, all of this raises a lot of questions. Is it too early to talk about Hamilton leaving Ferrari? Could he still adapt, find his footing, and challenge Leclerc as the season progresses? Or has the move already proven to be a major misstep, with Hamilton unable to recapture the dominance that defined his years at Mercedes? What do you think? Is a Hamilton departure really possible by the end of this year? Or is there still time for him to turn things around and build a successful chapter with Ferrari? Share your thoughts with us. This storyline is just getting started, and there's a lot more drama ahead. Let's jump straight into some quick but important news from the world of Formula One. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. We bring you direct, no-nonsense coverage every day. A fresh update this week reveals that things are moving fast behind the scenes for the new F1 team, Cadillac, which is preparing for its highly anticipated debut next year. According to several sources, the team is working hard to finalize its driver lineup and aims to have its 2 drivers officially announced by mid-season. Let me know in the comments which drivers you would like to see representing Cadillac next year. Is there a particular name you think would fit well with this new team? Several names have been linked to Cadillac, including Colton Herta, Valtteri Bottas, and Sergio Perez. However, according to various insiders, 2 names are currently at the center of serious negotiations. Sergio Perez, currently at Red Bull, but without a confirmed seat for 2026, and Guan Yu Zhou, who raced for Sauber last year and now serves as a reserve driver for Ferrari. The reasoning behind Cadillac's interest in these 2 drivers is quite strategic. First, Sergio Perez brings valuable experience from his years at the top of the grid with Red Bull. His knowledge of how a top-tier team operates would be incredibly beneficial for Cadillac as they navigate their first seasons in F1. Having a seasoned driver who understands the pressure, complexity, and rhythm of racing at the highest level could significantly accelerate the team's development. Meanwhile, Guan Yu Zhou presents a different kind of advantage. Since Cadillac will be using Ferrari power units for its early seasons, Zhou's deep familiarity with Ferrari engines, both from his time at Sauber and his current work within Ferrari's simulator program, makes him an appealing choice. His technical understanding of the engine's behavior, limitations, and optimization processes could give Cadillac a critical edge as they build and refine their car. Furthermore, both Perez and Zhou already have solid relationships within Cadillac's structure, strengthening their candidacy over other potential names. Maintaining good ties with Ferrari will be crucial for Cadillac's early success, and Zhou's existing connection with Maranello could help foster a smooth collaboration between the 2 sides. It's worth noting that while Colton Herta is reportedly still Cadillac's top choice, he currently faces a major hurdle. He does not possess the necessary super license points to race in Formula One. Unless something changes regarding his eligibility, Cadillac may be forced to look elsewhere, and that elsewhere could very well lead to the pairing of Perez and Zhou for their debut campaign. With all these factors in play, the picture is becoming clearer. Cadillac is shaping up not just to make an entrance, but to do so with a foundation built on experience, technical synergy, and strategic foresight. Final decisions, however, are still pending, and negotiations continue behind closed doors. Now, what do you think? Would Sergio Perez and Guan Yu Zhou make a strong lineup for Cadillac's first year in F1? Or do you believe there are better names available that could help this new team hit the ground running? Share your opinions. It's going to be fascinating to watch how this story unfolds.